Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, I'm Spirit Medium Laura, your host of this radio show. I've been channeling spirit for over 30 years and recently was chosen for the 2014 book, 100 Top Psychics in America. Here's how to LOVE love your readings on this radio show. L is for let spirit lead. O is for only one question or connection per caller. V is for validate all advice of a licensed professional. And E is for enjoy the show. Stay tuned for additional announcements. Hi, everybody. This is Spirit Medium Laura. Thanks for tuning in today. As you might know, or maybe you don't know, today we only do mediumship connections. That means connections to our loved ones who have transitioned to the world of spirit. For the first 10 to 15 minutes of this hour that we share together, I will be chatting a bit with you, and then I will open the phone lines. In the background is Susie B., who is interviewing you as you sit there. If you want to join our mailing list, she'll be asking you that. If you want to make a donation, she might mention that to you as well. Donation of $5 gets you 5 minutes approximately on the show, goes in part to help animals. I do that because I usually get more callers, way more calls than I can get to, and some people really need to get to the top of the queue. So I set this donation system up, and if you want to take advantage of that, just go to Spirit Medium TV. That's Spirit Medium TV. That's the website for this show. And there, at item 1B on that page allows you to jump to the top of the reading queue. I already have 4 people who've done so. And you're notified of my radio show by joining my mailing list, as well as following the show. So those that have already made a donation are on my mailing list, so they were reminded. If you want to get in the reading queue, if you're just listening so far and you want to get into the queue to be read, that phone number is 347-945-5849, and blogtalkradio.com/spirit-medium-Laura will show you my site, my page on Blog Talk Radio, which has also a Skype button if you need to use Skype to get to the show. So the phone number is 347-945-5849, and there's also a Skype way to get here in case you're from another country. That might work better for you, other than the U.S., I mean. Okay, let's see what else I need to say. I have a little outline here in case you're wondering why my eyes keep going down. Oh, how could you know my eyes are going down? Well, you can watch the show live by going to spiritmediumtv.com. Item 2 on that page should have a live video feed of the show. I don't want to go to see if it's working. For some reason, Monday nights didn't record. I don't know why, but this show is recorded to YouTube as well as Blog Talk Radio. Monday nights, coming Monday, we start another class series, but I have what I call the Intuitive Playground. I have another radio show here on Blog Talk Radio at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Eastern U.S. Time. And then 1 hour later at 8 p.m. Eastern U.S. Time, I have what I call the Intuitive Playground. And that's basically a spiritual, psychic, abundance development and mediumship development circle that's virtual. It's done over the internet. You get to see each other. And this month of September, starting next week, we are going to be focusing in on creating your holistic business based on your soul's plan for this lifetime, as well as some external kinds of tools such as marketing and internet marketing and creating your message, organizing your particular offering to the world according to your soul's plan and your karmic issues. Because if you do that, then monetary success is led. Spirit tunes in to help you fulfill your dharma, which is another word for your soul's work, or the work you've come to do on earth. So if you want to join that, go to spiritmediumtv.com, and item 3 there will pump you through to that page. I got a couple other things going on. I'm going to be on the X Zone radio show, which is I'll be interviewed by Rob McConnell. That's broadcast all over the world on terrestrial as well as internet radio. So I'm looking forward to that. The interview is scheduled for the 25th of September. However, the airing of the show will be either by a link I provide to you or there'll be an airing date. I don't have that yet, but I'm being interviewed on the 25th of September. There are a couple other things going on in the background, which I won't bother you with. Other things in the business here. So let's talk about our inspiration for today. You ever think about the other side? What it's like? What is it really like? As my mother was getting ready to transition, she was in hospice. I had a very special connection with my mother. She was a psychic, also a medium, and as we approached her delivery date to that short walk into the infinite abyss, if you will, in other words, her transitioning, I would have various kind of supernatural experiences around it. One day, every day I would visit her because she was she was in hospice at home, and I was living close enough to be there, and I wanted to be with her as long as I could and be supportive of her. So I go into her bedroom, and she was getting closer and closer to the time I guess she would transition, and as that day would get closer, there would be more and more energy in her room, and it was basically souls that were sitting there that were visiting with her friends and family that were in spirit already, and I could feel them physically. I didn't know, I don't really know what it is. I mean, to be honest with you, I really don't know. All I know is that I go into her room and I can't sit there because I'm being swished against constantly, and it feels very uncomfortable to me, almost painful, actually. So I'm sensing their spirit bodies, their spirit energy. Then when she went into her final coma, she visited me in a 3D kind of dream, a kind of out-of-body experience for me. And then the day that she did actually transition to spirit, I was awakened by another 3D dream, three-dimensional dream, which again is an astral dream. And she's no longer has a body, but she's a completely energetic white thing massed next to me, flying. And she says to me, "Laura, it's nothing like you think it is," meaning spirit, or being out of her body and now traversing the world of spirit, is nothing like I would think it is. And we can talk about it, we can read books on it. There's a great book that I love, sort of my Bible, called Journey of Souls by Dr. Michael Newton. He also wrote another one, Destiny of Souls, and a few others. But he uses a specific technique for regressing people to the time between lifetimes. So he's kind of famous for that. And he gives you an idea what it's like, but we're always viewing it through our myopic perspective, what it is to be a three-dimensional being. We're always, so even the way he describes it, it comes off that way. But I think I'll trust my mother on this one. Everybody listening, it's nothing like you think it is. Okay? You may think you know it by reading this book and that book and this book and that book, but for us who have this reference, this form of reference, it's nothing like we would ever really understand until we go there. There's a lot of exciting books on the subject, some near-death experiences, one by Eben Alexander, Heaven, I forgot what it's called, but he's an MD, actually, somebody who focuses in on the brain, and he had a near-death experience, and his was quite unique. There's each one is getting more and more unique. It used to be the same, like in the late 80s, early 90s was kind of popular, these near-death experience books and movies and so on. They all talked about, the tunnel of light, and when you got on the other side, and then they spoke to somebody who said you got to come back, that kind of a thing. But nowadays, the near-death experience books are like about this pulsing eye that looked at them, and they felt the core of love as they got closer to it. And each time they went to spirit, they went more to the center of love. That's the Eben Alexander book, MD. Anyway, it's a fun thing to think about. And certainly the more we think about it, the more we understand, if we can understand it, the more prepared we are for when we transition. And I would also I think I hear Susie. Susie, honey, did you mean to open up
Yes,
the line?
just wanted to share that title with everyone in case you're interested in looking. It's called Proof of Heaven.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you.
A neurosurgeon's journey into the afterlife.
Okay, okay, sweetie. Thank you. I forgot what I was going to say now. I was going to say something. Proof of Heaven. Thank you, honey. Thank you. What was I going to say? There was something that was coming in that needed to be said. What was it? Okay, we got Proof of Heaven. Dr. Eben Alexander. Thank you, Susie B. Nothing like we think it is. I can't remember what it was, but it was going to be good, whatever it was. So we want to prepare ourselves as much as possible, because when we live in fear of passing to spirit, it creates problems for us where we live in fear of everything. But when we understand that we're infinite, that nothing can really harm us, that's when our true miracles begin. And my book that I wrote called Intuition for Success with the Law of Attraction is about that, because intuition, our intuition as souls, is our portal into the world of spirit, is our alignment factor. So intuition for success with the law of attraction is all about aligning with your own soul. And that is the first step to moving from fear to love. And ironically enough, or cleverly enough, depending on your perspective, LOVE, love are the steps to align somebody with their soul. And I have that all defined in that book, and also teaching a class on that in October via the Intuitive Playground. Did anybody ever know that actually the word psychic, this is interesting. Psychic comes from the Greek word soul, S-O-U-L. A very bright student of mine once told me that, and I like that idea very, very much. It's just the opposite of what a lot of people think a psychic is, which is a psycho or whatever. And a lot of people think, oh, the psychic's going to... A lot of people are attracted to psychic work. They want a psychic to read for them because they're fearful, right? And my work as a soul communicator, as a spirit medium, is all about moving you from fear to love. So I just opened up this lovely book called Messiah's Handbook by Richard Bach for another little inspiration for today, and then we'll get to the phone lines. But this kind of, it just popped open, so I was holding the book and thinking I'll skip it, but it popped open to this page, and I think it's really apropos. No heavens, no hells, just these endless worlds you create till you think you've got it right. So my work is about moving you from fear to love, which is exactly what this is all about. When you think you've got it right, when you've moved from fear to love, when you realize everything is right, there are no lemons, there's only lemonade, to quote a hackneyed phrase, then there are no heavens or no hells, just these endless worlds, which is the now, really. I know I'm babbling a little bit with this, but if you ever listen to it again, maybe it'll make more sense to you. Okay, so my first donation today goes to Peggy. She made a donation, and she's at area code 313. There she is. I will be opening up her line first. Hello, Peggy. How are you today?
Hi, Laura. I'm fine.
Hi. Now, your last name starts with an M, doesn't it? Your last name?
No.
Okay.
My actual name.
What was that?
My real name is Margaret.
Okay. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, just give me the first. Oh, here it is, G. Got it. Okay, I was just trying to get your last name. Okay. Now, I just want to mention that you already did call in once and made a donation. I believe it was Monday or last week or something, correct?
Oh, no, about a month or so ago.
Oh, okay, great.
2 months.
All right. I just want to say for you and for everyone that there's a couple of people who are in the queue to be read for. And by the way, people who are just on the phone lines, I'll try to get to you as well. You know, I'm not trying to be only to those that made a donation. Thank you, Peggy, for yours. But I just want to mention that if we try to go to spirit over and over and over again, it doesn't always work that way. So we want to be very selective in our use of this $5 donation. So for you and for everyone else that you're not anywhere near somebody I'm thinking of who's waiting in the phone lines, but don't try to do it all the time, because then we don't get any messages anymore. Kind of like the pipeline gets bereft for you. Now, what I feel, Peggy, for you is there is a male around you, and I don't remember what I said last time, which is good. And I don't even remember if I did other side work for you. Did I work with you on the other side, or did I work with you on your own life?
On the other side.
Okay. Well, right now I do feel a male to you. I'm trying to get the words for the feeling, or I'm trying to get a visual. Just 1 second, please. Okay, so I do feel that he's more in an older category to you, and I'm going to just give you 1 or 2 things, and then I'm going to see who you want to speak with, because you probably, if you don't want to speak with this male, then maybe there's somebody else we need to try to bring in for you. I try to please in that way. Okay, I do have a sense of dark hair. I do have a sense of a more slender body. I do have a sense that this person is not very tall, maybe mid to tall in height, and fair, fair complexion. It's not real dark olive or anything like that. I see now they can present at any time in their life, because he's presenting where his hair still looks dark. There's a wave to it as well. Now, do you understand this for anyone that you would know, please, from what I'm saying? And let me just stop there for a moment.
It could be my father. If it's an older person, it could be my father.
Yeah, well, it feels like a father figure, as I said a moment ago. I also feel that there's some cardiovascular issues for this individual, and that there's a sense of him passing sooner than he should have, and there's a sense of it being unexpected, or if he knew he had the issues, there's still something unexpected about the passing. It wasn't planned when it happened. Do you understand this for your father or anyone that you would know, as all the things I've said?
Not my father. Definitely not my father. It could be somebody. I have a lot of people over there.
Okay. All right. Well, so then maybe it's not your father. It's a father figure, which could be grandpa, or somebody who is a father, or somebody a little older than you. Or sometimes they come in as father figures and they're lateral to you. In other words, they're in your age group, or, like a peer of yours, but they are a father. So I'm just going to repeat again: wavy dark hair, dark brown hair. Not that dark. I mean, it's mid to darker brown. The hair is conservatively cut, but it does show some kind of a wave to it. He's slender. Actually, it's a nice physique. Now, he could show it any time in his life. As I mentioned, I still see the hair is dark. I don't see it thinned out much either in this particular vision. I do see there's a ruggedness to the skin. It looks like there's a little bit of wrinkles and that kind of thing. And he also seems to have children under him. There seems to be at least 1 boy under him. The children don't look that old in this vision, as well as I'm getting. And I already told you I felt cardiovascular and suddenness to passing. Now, I'm going to come back to you. Understand this for anyone you would know, please.
That could be my grandfather.
Okay. Now, since you're going back and forth here and you're not quite sure who this is, and I've given you a lot of information, so if you're not sure, then maybe we need to go to you and say, who do you want to speak with?
Well, recently I lost a niece, and so I really just wanted to speak to anybody to just let me know how she transitioned, if she's doing all right, whatever.
Okay. All right, let me go with the man then, and we'll see where this goes. Okay.
That's not going to be on the same blood side, though.
Well, he could still be opening up a doorway. So let's just go with it for a minute. Because I feel he's here, and he does need to be developed, and then we'll try to move over to this female for you. Or it could be her father, honey. This could be her father. Okay, or a father figure for her. Okay,
I honestly didn't know him, because this is actually my husband's niece, but, I call her my niece.
Okay, so let me just go again with because under him I see a child. Okay, remember I thought I saw a son, but he was moving to children under him. So now you can go back and verify what I just said about her own grandfather or father, whoever this is, and then we'll try to pull in who's under him. But I see a man who's 5'8" to maybe 6 feet tall. I can't see the exact height. Not terribly tall, though. There's a slenderness to the build, suddenness to passing, dark brown hair that's waving.
he has ruggedness to his face. There's a brown, how do I say this? Not real fair, but I said fair before, but I mean he's Caucasian, but he has like a light olive complexion to a little bit of tonality in the skin, if you will. And again, I'm going to say, what were you going to say, honey?
I believe that is my mother's father. I did not know him. He died before I was born.
Okay.
But he did have another son, which was my mom's half-brother, that I maybe met him twice in my life.
Oh, okay, so now things are shaping up, because if I shape this up, then we go somewhere else to where you want it to go. So let me just finish that. So there's a little bit of tonality in the skin. He's not terribly tall. There's a suddenness to passing. And there seems to be cardiovascular issues. A lot of service. He's giving me the word service around his passing. I believe that he means people acknowledging it and a ripple through the family, like a shock wave, if you will. And he's sorry that he had to go so soon. He is here to help bring in this other soul for you, who is on your mother's side of the family, as you've already revealed. He says, yes, she's here with me and a few other family members. There's a mother figure for her that is also taking care of her. That would be her mother or her grandmother, then would be that person. Let me see now. This is your mother's sister's daughter, did you say?
No. My husband. This is my husband's niece.
Oh, okay. Well, he still could. You're on your mother's side of the family. Your mother's father could still be bringing her in. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, so it's your husband's sister. Your husband's what niece? Your husband's niece.
My husband's sister's daughter, yes.
Okay, sister's daughter. Okay, so there's the sister. Okay, because Grandpop just said sister. Okay, good. So sister to your husband. Okay. Let me just see. There's something there with her own mother figure. I'm trying. She's with a mother figure for her, so it's probably not her own. Excuse me?
Her mother's alive.
Yeah. So if it's not her mother, then it's a grandmother. I'm just letting you know she's with a mother figure for her that's kind of caring and nursing for her still, because it seems to me like she's not completely ready. Her energy's still forming, or she's still kind of healing a little bit from the transition. I'm trying to get her in. Let me see if I can. I'll give it at least a broad stroke of it. Okay, let me see what I can do with that. Okay, the first thing I get is a feeling of difficulty in the chest area, like an inability to breathe. I'm trying to squeeze air in and out of my chest. I also have, I don't know what to make of this, but I have the sense that there's something wrong with her ability to get around, like her legs. Oh, yes, okay, good. It reminds me of somebody who has to be helped and or, her legs, particularly the lower part of her legs, it looks very thin and very narrow, like she's lost something there. I hear there's just an inability to hold herself up. There's also the word bone marrow, which comes in, so that could indicate a number of different things, if you will. Usually bone marrow would have to do with the blood issue and or leukemia. I don't know. All I know is I hear blood marrow. Does blood marrow make any sense to you, please?
She had cancer throughout her entire body. They couldn't even pinpoint where it came from.
Okay. So it's in the blood, I guess is what they're trying to say. And it got to such a point that she's very thin. She can't get around on her own. She's very pretty, actually very pretty. I see dark hair on the shorter side. They can show at any time in their life. She's got big eyes. She's got an oval face. Lovely person. Actually showing me a picture of my own sister to show me what she looked like a little bit. And my own sister's name is Susan. It is an S name, so if that has any applicability for your family, I'll throw that at you as well. There's an S name, probably it's supposed to be applicable to this. Do you understand that S name around this person or someone in the family close to her, please?
Her sister that she left behind is Selena.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Okay, so what I see is a very pretty face, a lovely person, kind-hearted soul. I do feel that, I hear bone marrow again. It was one of the issues. So there must have been maybe leukemia involved as well. There's something in the stomach area that's bothering me very much. Upper abdominal to lower stomach area. It's very nauseating for me. There's a few other things going on. So she's had a rough time of it, to put it mildly. She says, but she's all right now. She's very peaceful. There's also the sense of a younger boy under her in the family line. So either she had a boy or there's a grandson somewhere in the family. If it's not hers, maybe her sister or somebody else has a boy younger than her. Do you understand younger boy to her, please?
She has 2 young boys.
Well,
not young. One's 21 and one's 15.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so she gives me that also. She's trying to give me little things about herself. She says, I'm all right now. She says one of the things that was the worst about all this is the inability to breathe. There's a lot of that. A lot of inability to breathe, catch your breath. Because she keeps giving me that over and over again and showing me that. That was very uncomfortable for her. She says, of course, the morphine did not help enough. And there was a lot of, you would probably know this, honey, a sense of being asphyxiated or not being able to catch your breath. There's a little bit of panic about that. Do you understand, please? Anybody ever tell you that, or did you notice that? Okay, she can't, oh my goodness, it's awful. She says that was the worst part of it all. She says, I prayed so much to be transitioned, because the pain was inexorable. Just very, very difficult for her. She says, I'm at peace now, and she wants you to know that life does continue, my dear, to you. My life does continue, and she says, I'm all right now. She says, I'll be turning a new leaf soon and getting started on my own life's work, which I do have to do while I'm here in spirit. She says, there's no rest, and she laughs a little bit. There's no rest. What she means is that she'll be starting something very, very pointed and very specific in the world of spirit, and it has a lot to do with teaching. Feels like she is a teacher of sorts. If she wasn't on Earth, and she's going to be in spirit, it has to do with literacy of the world, of Earth, and she's going to be helping people on Earth become more literate and more educated. Does that make sense to you, please?
I guess.
Yeah.
She's a people person.
Okay. Well, she's telling me that something about education is going to be what she's going to be doing in spirit, and it has to do with helping people learn how to read and write. And it's like something that she wants to work on. She's almost going to be like a guide to people that are having trouble with that. So like a little muse to them, if you will, to come to them and help them with that. So I thought that was interesting. I just wanted to relay that to you. Okay, Peggy, I'm going to let you go, sweetheart. Thank you, honey. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye, love.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, you just never know what they're going to want to say. Okay, I'm going to Kalita, 443. I'm glad, Kalita, that you haven't called for a while, though I did miss you. But it's good to take a break every now and then. How you doing, Kalita?
Hi, Laura. How are you? I miss you.
Yeah, I miss you too. But I was just saying it's good to take a break every now and then, because if you're read too often, after a while, the potency is lost. Gets diluted with overuse. What can I do for you today? We're working on the other side, I guess. Now, there's your father there. Your mother's floating around a little bit. I'm going to ask you, since I brought in several of your family members, great-grandma as well, is there somebody you're wanting, honey?
Anybody, if I can, all who want to say an important message to me, that'd be awesome.
Okay. Let's see if I can pull someone in for you. I think your father's, before it was more your mother, but now today it's more your father. I mean, right now it's more your father. So let me see what he wants to say. Dad, what do you want to say, Daddy? Daddy, for your daughter. Okay. There's a couple of things. One, he's happy that you're in school, so I'm assuming you're still continuing with your schooling. Is that correct, love?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And is also something going on with your hair? Have you changed it in some way? Are you wearing it back more or something? Because he likes your hair, the way you've done it.
Well, I just actually took it down, so it's hanging to my shoulders right now.
Oh, okay, because he just said in my head, I like what you've done with your hair, so he must be right in the room with you, or, looking at you somehow.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, and he says that, and I got you now, didn't I? He says, I really got you that way. But the only thing He says, yeah, he says, of course I could see you, and I don't, he says, I don't infringe on your privacy, but I do look in on you from time to time, and, you're my grandson, your son, and everybody else in the family, and your husband, and he's doing better now, your father says. He seems to be doing better with his health, too. And there's also a sense of in your home that there's less kind of, I don't know, maybe you all have just adjusted, but it doesn't seem like everybody's so worried about being spooked or ghosts as much right now, according to your father. Yes? Can you confirm that?
Yes, ma'am. You're on point.
Okay, he says he's glad that the ghost finally left you, and he's laughing a little bit. And then he says there's no such thing as a real ghost for you. He says you're not attracting any real ghosts. He says yes, there are ghosts, but he says you have never really attracted any real ghosts. It's just kind of spooky things were going on in the house. He says they're all gone now. He says that he helped shoo them away. Okay, Dad, if you say so. And now he says he's going to play a little song for you on his banjo, because I know he was a musician. Remember we talked about that, right? Okay, good-looking man. He's a musician. I don't know why he chooses to make a string instrument right now. I don't know if he ever played a banjo or any string instruments like guitar or anything, but he's choosing that right now. So let me just see if I can get a song for you, Colita. It's a little different than most of the other discernments because I've already done the traditional stuff with you. Okay, Daddy? Daddy, honey, to Colita. What do you want to say to her? he's playing a song on a banjo saying shoo 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 to the ghosts, okay, shooing the ghosts away. So is he making a joke? Well, your father's a real character, as if he got rid of the ghost by shooing them away with music, okay. So he's going shoo 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 shoo, and then he makes it into another song of shoo shoo fly on the wall, shoo shoo fly on the wall. So I don't know what the fly on the wall means. Maybe it means that he's just watching sometimes like a fly on the wall. That you get started with your education. He's happy about that. Your boy's doing better than he was before. He's adjusted finally to the changes in his life. He says you're doing a great job of parenting him and also partnering with him, which he says is part of the reason your son is doing so well, is because you learned through trial and error the best way to be a parent is also to be a friend with boundaries. He's so proud of you for that.
Oh, thank you, Dad.
Yeah, friend with boundaries. That's an interesting way to be a parent, because coming down too hard on your son was not getting you anywhere. But now you know how to listen to him more, and you know how to respond, but as a parent. And so Dad's very, very proud of you for that. He also says,
"Oh, amazing."
Yeah, and it is, because I didn't know you were doing that. He also says, yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, my impression of your son is he's like an angel, never did anything wrong, and you never had any problems behavioral with him. But Dad's bringing this out that, you can't come down and just tell him what to do. You have to be a friend with him, too, and then that will work better. He says, I wish I'd done, the parenting better with you, Colita, and there's a sense of him not parenting you, not being around even, and also, of course, leaving Earth as soon, early in his days, early in his years as he did, and as suddenly as he left Earth. Now, I don't know what his passing was so much, I don't remember, but he's saying there's something about his passing that was very unexpected and traumatic to everyone. But on top of that he wasn't really around enough for you growing up to have, for him to have really participated in rearing you properly. So he likes to come in as much as possible from spirit to be there for you, my love.
Oh, that is amazing. And you said it would. My mother was around, or grandmother.
Well, your mother is around. Just it was I think it's your mom. I just felt your mom earlier around you. I don't want to go into more than one connection per person, but if I can pull in something quickly about her, I will, because I do have a lot of people waiting. Let me just see if there's one thing I can give you about Mommy. Because I know that there's a lot, you've done a lot of healing. I do see the candles that you lit for prayer. You did beautiful with that. Spirit is saying you
Thank
did.
You
lit.
Oh my God, thank you.
Yeah, you lit several candles for healing, and they worked tremendously well. By the way, your mom received your energy. In other words, you prayed to give her love, and she said she received that very well. And it's helped her settle in more in spirit, because prior to that, she was kind of restless because of all the things that she did wrong on Earth. She wasn't finding a lot of peace where she was. You helped her find some peace, Colita. Your forgiveness and your sending energy to her, love to her like that, was extremely healing for her. So she wants to thank you for that, Colita.
Oh, wow. Oh my God, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Laura. I appreciate everything.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, sweetheart. Thank you so much for calling in. God bless.
God bless you too.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye. Yeah, because everybody listening, when you send spirit prayer, loved ones in spirit prayer, it helps them because it's very energetic. It's very sensitive to energy, the world of spirit. Okay, I'm going to go to Ingrid at 772. Ingrid has made a donation. Hello, Ingrid. How are you?
Hi, Laura. I'm doing great. I'm excited about your show. I discovered you yesterday online.
Oh.
So it's fun to get a little reading. Yeah, I'll be following you a lot. And usually I give readings because I see on the other side. So it's kind of fun to, someone to see a loved one that's passed. But I look forward to following you.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and I've already referred some of my friends to you, so you'll be hearing from them as well. So thank you for doing what you do. You help a lot of people.
Oh, well, thank you so much. It's so refreshing to hear that. It's wonderful to hear that from you. Thank you so much. I do feel... just as you have a beautiful, loving energy to you, you're very much a loving, nurturing energy. There's a loving, nurturing energy for you in spirit as well. And it feels like it's from a more senior generation, which would usually mean mother figure. Again, mother figure can be taken broadly until I develop the character further. May I go in that direction, please?
Yes, please.
Okay, let me see what we get there. I'm going to close my eyes for a moment to see if I can get a better vision of this person. This person is a little bit broader and wider, and a little bit of a stock. She says stockier build, but I just see a little bit of width or breadth to her physique, if you will. But she doesn't look terribly overweight. She looks like a grandma type. So if it was your mom, it could be your mom. I don't know. All I know is that
That's my grandmother.
Oh, okay. She's wearing a light blue dress that's got a floral, like a white, small little white flowers on it. And she's got a white bib down the front of the dress, like as if there's a white section of the dress in the middle and this beautiful light blue with little white flowers on this dress. And she's on the more stockier, a little bit wider, broader side. I see her with glasses and white hair. The white hair goes to ear length, although it is layered. There's some wave curl to it. Do you understand that? Okay, good. She's a loving person. Very loving, just like you. She laughs a little bit. Today she cares to wear a hat. Is it like a straw hat? It's like more of a spring-like outfit that she's wearing. And she shows herself to me in a garden setting. And there's birds around her tweeting. And I don't know if she's just trying to show me where she is in spirit. It's like paradise, or this has any kind of bearing on her place, where she lived on earth. But there's a sense of her being in this beautiful paradise with birds tweeting around her and all this other business. And she's laughing at me a little bit. Around her face, thinner lips. Broader, a little bit wider nose. Let's see what else she wants to show me. Kind eyes, sparkling eyes, witty eyes. She'll talk in a moment. We'll get more from her. There's also a sense of her having a male under her. So that would mean that she's your father's mother, or if she's your mother's mother, then there's a son there besides your mother. Did Grandma had
that's the son who was actually I'm really, concerned about.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Now, there's something about the sun that is cataclysmic. There seems to be something fast in his passing, and
that just happened.
Very rapid and unexpected. Unexpected, rapid, violent, and almost as if the Grim Reaper just came and scooped him away. Whoop! Eaten up. I get a sense of violence there. Okay, a sense of violence, and that could mean an accident. I don't have the exact information. Just a sense of fast passing, unexpected, tragic, and that word violent. Let's see if she wants to develop this, or he wants to come in a little bit more. He is there with her.
Maybe somebody else.
Okay, but but under her, I do feel a son, Grandma.
Okay.
Okay. Now, is that your son, or is that your mother's brother, or who is it? Because you said that you knew.
It's my grandmother for sure. You got that for sure. And I have another grandmother who passed. Her son died, I believe, violently.
Okay, I think that's where.
Years ago, but there's somebody in particular I was hoping was going to come through.
Okay, well then I got the one who died violently right now. Okay, so we got your mother's mother.
Mhm.
We've got a male that was to another grandma that died violently. We got him there. And, you know, they just because they're on different sides of the family doesn't mean they don't hang out together. Okay.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Right? So we got him, and that's a violent death. It's very sudden, like somebody came and just, like the Grim Reaper, just sucked them up off the earth. Here one moment, gone the next. Tragedy there. And it does seem to me like it was some kind of a transportation accident. Okay. I have to develop him a little bit more, honey, before I go to the other guy if I can get to him. This one, okay? The one, okay. And actually, he shows me a picture of James Dean, which is supposed to mean something about how he died. Now, James Dean, I believe, died in a plane accident. But it is transportation. Okay, so I'm making a little bit general. Just say there's a transportation accident that goes along with this, and I believe also this male would have been a smoker at one point in his life. Now, you may not know that much about him, honey. So can you confirm what I just said in any way, please?
Pretty much, yes. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to leave. Okay, we're going to ask him to step aside, and I'm going to go back to your name, which is Ingrid. Hold on one second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see who else. There is a son here, another son in spirit, somebody's son, who's had a fatal. It's a tragedy. It's fatal. It's like something physical that happened, like a heart attack or something physical that took his life suddenly. Do you understand this person?
Correct.
Okay, he's here. Yeah. He's speaking very, very clearly. He's here. He loves everyone. He just wants everyone to.
I feel it.
Okay.
He's coming through me.
Good. He says, I want everyone to know I'm absolutely okay. He says, when it happened to me, I was in shock even. He says, I don't know how I wasn't expecting this. He says, and just as anybody else was. There's a sense of him being around, let me just see if I could develop that correctly. This being around a doctor, which could mean two things. Either he was taken to hospital after the attack, or that what I want to say is, even though he'd been going to doctors, or he thought he was taking care of his health, he had no idea this was.
Hospice, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Doctors, yep. Hospital, hospice, yep.
Oh, okay. For his heart, then. Okay. For his heart.
Well, it was more of an infection that happened, but it's hard. It was hard to breathe at the end. Working hard. The heart was working hard.
Oh, okay.
Got that right.
Okay, because he said that he said it was not expected. It was sudden. It was like a heart attack. That's what I thought you said that was correct. So let me just say that.
Well, it could have. You never know.
Yeah, because what I see is he's around doctors or he's around some kind of medical care, but yet it wasn't expected. However, so that would mean that even though he was in hospice for whatever he had, I forgot what you just said, there's something that took his life suddenly in the hospice situation that maybe wasn't expected. Could be a heart attack, sometimes, right? So sometimes something else gets you because the treatment or whatever's going on gets you and you leave. But he says it was unexpected in some way. So I just want you to know that. I don't know why he's saying that. Okay? There's a suddenness to it. Okay, he does say failing health. There's a suddenness to it. I don't know why he keeps saying that, love. You can't confirm that from what you know because you said he was in hospice.
Well, I can confirm that he had an infection, and the heart's breathing, he was a young man and the heart's working extra hard to keep the body alive. So.
Oh, now okay. So let me just say this. He could have gone to hospice because the whole thing came on suddenly. See? In other words, right. Okay, that's what he's saying.
He was confident to make that decision.
Right. So the whole thing of going into hospice was very unexpected. He would have to do that. And he wants to also say, because he's a younger man, all this business, why go to hospice? What's wrong with his health? Why would this have happened to him? He says that there was no warning of him getting ill beforehand. He thought he was a healthy person. I even see that he went for regular checkups. So, he was fairly healthy and, everything seemed to be fine. And then this happened suddenly. And then, obviously he had to go to hospice because there was nothing that they could do for him. He says he's fine now. He's regained his health. He says hello to everybody in the family. I don't see much. He's not giving me who's left behind. I don't know yet. I mean, who's on Earth? Just not showing me. Hold on. There's a sense of him being around water when he was on Earth. Like as if
Yeah, he's Gulf of Mexico.
okay, because there's like a lot of mosquitoes and flies in that area. And there's this, I believe he contracted something, maybe from that area, from the swampiness or the water somehow, but I get the sense. Okay, well, I just get the sense, and let me just leave it for the record, that there's a sense of a lot of mosquitoes and flies, and he's near water, and that's where he was living. And I want to say, you said there was an infection, right? An infection.
Right.
What kind of infection do you know? Because what he's showing me is that there's something to do with this environment that he lived in that contributed to him getting the infection. Okay, that's what he's trying to show me.
It was a kidney infection. Kidney infection.
Okay. Well, let the record strike that there's somehow something about the environment and where he is that contributed to getting this infection.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to know that he's showing me that. There's something about the swampiness there or the humidity there that's just not good for him. And it contributed in part to him getting sick. He says his blood sugar levels were low also. That was something that was always there but never detected. Low blood sugars. So he's also saying he had low blood sugar issues, which contributed to him being more vulnerable to infection.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know why he's giving me all this. He sounds like he sounds like he's a genius of a physician handbook here. But I'll just let you know he's telling me that he had other issues that made him vulnerable to infection. And so, it looks like kidneys, and when kidneys fail, you're going to die. You can't live without kidneys, but there's other things going on that contributed to it. And he was this for you to check, for validation, to check in the family line, because I believe that there are diabetes and kidney problems in the family line.
Correct.
That's what he means. So he was pre-diabetic.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what he's saying. Is that yeah?
Okay.
He had low blood sugar quite often.
Is there any message he can share with my parents?
No, is this
that could help them through this difficult time?
Oh, sure. Let me see if I can clear that, honey. Hold on.
Okay, I appreciate it. Because my mom's listening right now. This really helps her.
Oh, sure. Okay. I'm sorry, Mom, that I had to go so soon. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. You did everything you could for me. Everybody did everything that they could for me. He says, I'm at peace now. He says, I do come in to visit with everyone from time to time, just to let you know that I'm not gone. I'm just a heartbeat away. He says he likes what you put on the mantle for him at home. He likes what you put on the mantle.
Oh, really? You're right on, girlfriend. You're right on. Keep going.
Well, he needs to tell her that so that she knows he really is around.
She's listening to this right now. I mean, if nobody believes, everybody out there believes. She's right on. Go ahead.
He likes that, and he says that's how you'll know I'm near you. Don't think I don't know. I do. He says the dog is with him also. The dog is with him also. Okay.
My dog, Sparky.
Yeah, I can find out if it's a recent dog. It's a more recent passing of an animal. The dog is with him also. And there's a few other things. Let's see. So I just want to give your mom, Mom, I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm so sorry for your loss. He's here. He's with you. He's not left you, and he's around all the time. So don't you worry about a thing. Life continues. He's at peace. He's getting to work again where he is. He's not sitting around mourning his loss anymore. He wants you to feel the same way. He says it was difficult, the transition. It was very scary, not only for him, but for everyone. He says, but finally, when he released, it was very pleasant. And he says, there is a heaven. And he says, I'm in it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, honey, and thank you so much.
Awesome.
All right, sweetie.
Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome, honey. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I get kind of, eaten up. I have to go to Susie now. I hope Susie's still here. Susie, how are you, Susie, love?
Hello, Laura, dear.
Hi,
I'm
honey.
sorry I messed up earlier.
No, no. And thank you for your donation. And thank you, Ingrid, for your donation. I neglected to say that, I think. Thank you for your donation, sweetheart. Uh, and how are you?
Welcome.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to say? Any announcements you want to make? Or any requests that you have? Or?
Not particularly, no.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Let me just see something for you. Hold on. Just want to see something here. Yeah, now, for some reason or other, there is a sister type of energy in spirit for you. Okay, a sister type of energy for you. Now, as far as I know, you didn't lose any sisters that you know of, correct?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me just see who this is. Oh, it's probably an aunt then. Let me just see. Hold on. Your mother is always there, of course. She's looking in on you.
No, I just love that. You know what? That was really very wonderful. The message that the earlier caller got about what exactly her family member is doing there in spirit. Oh, that was awesome.
It always is beautiful. I'm trying to, Spirit is guiding me to go more in that direction of where they are now. It just seems to be coming in a lot.
Wonderful.
Yeah, let everybody know that, you're not sitting around staring. Now, there is a woman with golden hair in the spirit world for you. She could be a guide or she could be a sister energy to you, meaning a friend or someone like that. Her hair is a little bit longer and she's just got a beautiful, sweet energy to her. I believe she is somebody that was once on Earth because she does depict herself in more of a human way and that she's got a little bit extra weight on her. In other words, she's not an angel who looks all perfect with blonde hair. She's a little bit more full-figured and full-busted, if you will. She feels like she did pass of cancer, and it was in the earlier years of her life. It was not in the latter years of her life. She passed before her time, like in her early, really at the beginning of being an adult, a young adult. She is here for you to say hello, and she is a friend or someone like that. So you might want to think about that. She's lighter skin. She's around. She's been around you in the past.
Okay, I lost a friend when I was in high school, and this maybe could be her, although she was very thin. It just may be her.
Did she have blonde hair?
Yeah, she had blonde hair, and her name was Dawn.
Well, I don't know about the Dawn, but when did she die? When she was in high school, or she just died after that?
She died in high school. Mm-hmm.
And she had cancer?
Not sure, but you could be talking about my aunt.
I think it's your aunt, honey.
Blonde.
Yeah, it's your aunt.
She had blonde hair. She dyed her hair blonde. She used to, her natural color was more like a brown or.
It's your aunt. She has blonde hair. She's fuller figured. She died of cancer, and she said sister energy or aunt. So there it is. That's your aunt. She's looking in on you also. Okay. She's looking in on you also.
I'm taking care of my cousin.
Aw, okay. Well, she says hello to you. She gives you a beautiful smile, broad smile, and she's laughing a little bit similar to the way you laugh. And she says, I'm so glad you remembered me. Okay?
Of course. And that's Aunt Josephine.
Oh, she's a doll. She's a doll. Good sense of humor. Okay, sweetheart, I'm going to let you go now. I'm going to get one person, probably one or two more in.
Darling, thank you.
Thank you. Bye, honey. Bye.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye. Okay, so the only thing, maybe her Aunt Josephine did die younger than her age, but maybe not as young as I was depicting, but everything else was quite clear. Okay, we're going to Tabitha. Hey, Tabitha, how you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Now, 609 New Jersey? New Jersey, hey, okay. I'm trying to come up with my Northeast accent, which I do have. Okay, let's see what's going on with you, sweetheart. Tabitha.
I have a question. What do the spirits have to say about bariatric surgery? I'm supposed to have bariatric surgery.
Okay, on this show, I only do other side connections. That means I only bring in those who've transitioned. But I will see who's there and see if we can get an answer for you that way. There's a father figure for you, and he seems to be taller. His legs are narrow, but his trunk area, his body, the trunk area is wide. He's got like a bigger stomach. He's kind of wide. He's got these long legs under him. And this could be a grandpa, or it could be a father, or it could be somebody close to family, but he seems like he's an older generation to you. From the broad stroke of description, do you understand that for anyone you would know, please?
You said a stroke?
No, from the broad stroke or description that I'm giving you, does this description give you anybody?
My dad was tall and very bony.
Okay. What about his stomach? Did he have a stomach on him?
No, he was bony.
Okay. Well, let me just say, I see a man who's got long, thin legs, but the chest area, the whole chest, rib cage, and all of that area is kind of square looking and looks substantial for this particular man. And it could still be your father, but unless your father had no brawn at all in his midsection, his chest and all. Was your father really, really skinny in his whole chest area?
Well, no. It probably is him.
Okay. I also see white hair. It seems, okay, now he's showing me, it's got some nappiness to it, some curliness to it. He's a good-looking man, actually, pretty nice looking. And he's got even features. There's a little bit of a wider forehead, an oval face, to a little bit longer side of the face. He might have worn a beard from time to time, too, because he's showing me himself with and without a beard. Do you know your father ever worn a beard, please?
No.
Okay, let's just leave the beard off. I just want to get a positive ID on him, and then I'm going to try to get you a quick answer because the show's almost over. Okay, so I do feel that there's something in the chest area that's bothering him as far as health issues goes, and it seems to be a heart issue. Do you understand that for Dad, please?
My dad had lung cancer.
Oh, okay. So then it's not heart, it's the chest area, and it's lung cancer. Okay, good. Not good that he had to pass like that, but we're on to something here. Okay, so he's going to go to you now. And you said you're looking at bariatric bypass surgery. Hold on. You want to talk to your daughter about this?
Yes.
I'm asking him. Hold on.
Oh.
He says you always were a little bit bigger, in the hip area and that kind of thing. He says, but you're really not that heavy. He says that you have to think about that, at least not in my opinion. He says, I love you just as you are, sweetheart. He says, but if you think that this would make you feel better, then you go right ahead and do it. You got my blessing on it. Now, if you're asking me if it's going to be safe for you, I do feel it would be. I do feel it would be. And also that the doctors would give you approval. Okay? There's a little bit of a problem with you and your blood pressure. Okay?
Definitely.
They're going to want to see that go down before they open you up. So they're going to have to do something with that because it's very dangerous to open you up with the high blood pressure you have right now. So that will be one of the things that will have to be resolved before they send you through. But I believe that, excuse me, they will be able to take care of that, and you will be able to get what you want, and you will be able to get it covered by your insurance. So everything seems to be fine. It's just there's also blood sugar issues are very elevated. So between the high blood pressure and the blood sugar issues, but the blood pressure issues make it very dangerous. So that means you might have to lose some weight, I guess. I don't know. You'll have to figure that out with them. The systolic or resting rate is very high, I'm being told. And it's,
90 seconds.
Goes beyond just, having, it's like even when you're just seated, it's high. So that's really the problem, right? So that's what they're going to want. They're going to talk to you about what the various options are for that. He says, but with that coming down, he says, it'll be okay. It'll work for you. He says, it's a lot of work afterwards, by the way. It ain't a bowl of cherries. Dad says. Okay, in other words, you got to heal this pain. And
60 seconds.
And then you're going to be eating less. It just forces you to eat less. Yeah, he says, but it's well worth it. He says, if it makes you feel better about yourself, my love. So he blesses you on this if this is what you really want to do. Okay, honey?
Okay.
All right, love. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, honey. Thanks for calling in. Bye. Okay, I want to thank everybody for calling in today. Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I do another show, which I do both life readings, which is about your own life, and Other Side Connections, which is what we did today. And I also have a class that night. If you want a reading with me, just go to spiritmediumlaura.com, and you can book a reading that way. Bless you all, and have a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.
10 seconds. Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.